In today's video, we're talking about progress over perfection. Hey Sugar Snaps, welcome to day 11 in our creativity challenge. If you're new to the channel and you don't know what I'm talking about, you can download the corresponding ebook in the description below. We're doing a daily creativity challenge where we're building a creativity practice. 15 minutes a day or thereabouts. You can do more if you have more time. I haven't been doing a video every single day, but when I do jump in, I share the chapter for that day. I'm sharing the whips that I'm working on, or works in progress, if you're unfamiliar with that term. So I invite you to grab your work in progress, grab something cozy to drink, whether you're in a cold environment, it's winter where I'm at, or somewhere warm. Grab a drink that suits your need at the moment, and let's get to working on our work in progress and talking about progress over perfection. My work in progress today are these snowflakes. These are Scandinavian or Finnish snowflakes. I partially worked on them during a class that I was teaching on how to make these, and some of these pieces didn't end up glued. So I'm going to finish this off so that I can hang them or use them next holiday season. And this is rattan reed. This one I dyed the reed using RIT dye. This darker color is the wine color, and then this green, this is, I believe this was dark green or maybe forest green. I can't remember the name exactly, but those are the dyes. And then this one is in the natural rattan reed color, undyed. So I'm going to be gluing these pieces together, and I've got my mega stash of mini clamps to help me. Also, I have Titebond Instant Bond wood adhesive. This is their thick version. It has been working really well to hold the rattan reed in the corners. However, it is like super glue, and it gets on my fingers and leaves that kind of skin coating feeling, which is not a great feeling. So I'm going to try really hard not to get it on my fingers. And I swear, I have had a hot drink for each of these videos, and as soon as I start filming, I can't find my drink. So I hope you're cuddled up with your work in progress and your drink. Let's dive into chapter 11 of the Your Creativity Practice ebook, and I'll read that to you so that you can spend the time working on your whips. Chapter 11, Progress over Perfection. The desire for perfection can often become a stumbling block. While striving for excellence is admirable, it can lead to procrastination, self-doubt, and stalled progress. Embracing the progress over perfection mantra allows you to move forward with your creative projects, fostering growth and innovation. The pitfalls of perfectionism. Perfectionism can spin out into an overwhelming need to produce flawless work. For most of us, the result is creative paralysis. This thinking can prevent you from taking risks, experimenting, and completing projects. Consequences of perfectionism. Procrastination. The fear of failing to meet high standards can lead to delaying the start or completion of a project. Self-doubt. Constantly striving for perfection can erode confidence and increase self-criticism. Stalled progress. Pursuing perfection can hinder momentum, preventing you from progressing with your work. Embracing progress. Shifting your focus from perfection to progress is a growth-oriented mindset. This approach embraces learning, experimentation, and tiny improvements. Benefits of prioritizing progress. Increase productivity. By valuing progress, you can maintain momentum and consistently advance your projects. Enhance creativity. Focusing on progress encourages exploration and innovation, allowing you to discover new ideas and solutions. Greater resilience. Embracing progress helps you to navigate setbacks and challenges confidently. 5 strategies for prioritizing progress. 1. Set incremental goals. Break your projects into small, achievable goals that emphasize progress. Celebrate each win as a step toward your ultimate vision, reinforcing the value of continuous improvement. 2. Embrace imperfection. Allow yourself to create without the pressure of perfection. Accept that mistakes and imperfections are part of the creative process and valuable learning opportunities. 3. Focus on the journey. Shift your focus from the result to the creative journey itself. Find joy and fulfillment in creating and appreciate the growth and development. 4. Practice self-compassion. Be kind to yourself. Realize that perfection is an unrealistic standard. Treat yourself with the same understanding and encouragement you would offer a friend. 5. Reflect on progress. Regularly reflect on your progress and accomplishments. Acknowledge your progress and the skills you've gained. This reflection reinforces the value of progress and it motivates continued effort. Prioritizing progress over perfection is a transformative approach to developing a daily creative practice and tackling works in progress. By setting incremental goals, embracing imperfection, and cultivating a growth mindset, you can navigate the creative process with confidence and joy. More on this in Chapter 16. Note from Brittany. That's me. I have only one instance in my live classes where a student didn't finish, or at least nearly finish, a basket. The woman was so tied up in internal knots about her project not being perfect. She unwove the piece 3 times during class, overworking, ruining the material in the process. Despite my encouragement to push through her first ever basket weaving project and learn through the process, she couldn't do it. After 6 hours, she had nothing to show for her time. While other students left with completed baskets, she left with a pile of materials. Each basket that went out the door that day was unique to the basket weaver. Each one had its own shape, perhaps a mistake or two that had been laughed over and embraced. As folks left that day, the smiles were broad and the satisfaction went deep. It had been a delightful and lively class session. I had a lovely time, but to this day, I still remember the one student I couldn't get through to, the one gal I couldn't convince to let go of perfection to enjoy the process. Question of the day. Do you know someone, hopefully not you, that is paralyzed by perfectionism? What advice would you give that person? Okay, I'm going to get started on my work in progress here. What is your work in progress today? What are you working on? I'd love to hear. Leave a comment below so we can all see what you're working on. One of the defining things about progress over perfection is the ability to try. I think that is the main issue with perfectionism that I see, because perfectionism in certain areas is a strength, right? But in creativity, it can be the thing that stops you from learning something new because you're afraid of failure. So if perfectionism is causing procrastination because you're afraid of failing in some way, doing something, then I think that is where it is no longer serving you and it's causing limitation or causing you to not be able to grow or move forward or learn something new. So that, I think, specifically is what we're meaning here by progress over perfection, because perfection is something that at times is worth striving for, because we can always get better, we can always grow and learn more and become more effective in our work and do better, like increase the quality of our work, I guess. But it's when it is causing you to not try at all that it becomes such a stumbling block. And I found an article with our quote for today, and I wanted to talk about that because the quote is from Martha Graham, and I read an article about a conversation Martha Graham had with a dancer, and she was speaking about the self-criticism of the artistic mindset and how when you are creatively inspired or want to make something that the world can consume in some way, whether it's an art piece or making a blanket for a friend or something like that, perfectionism can get in and start to, the inner critic can start to defeat your intentions or defeat your appreciation or your like satisfaction of what it is that you're doing. And the quote that I'm using for today is, There is a vitality, a life force, an energy, a quickening that is translated through you into action. And because there is only one of you in all time, this expression is unique. And if you block it, it will never exist through any other medium and will be lost. So essentially, there is only one of you, and only you can put into the world what is in your head. No one else has what is in there, what is in your head, in their head. No one else has the unique combination of skills and interests and compulsions and thought patterns that you do. And so no one else can put into the world exactly what you might. And the drawback to that is being so focused on perfectionism that you never put anything out into the world or share any work because you're afraid of not being good enough or not doing it well enough. And I thought this part from the article was really interesting. The dancer said, "When I see my work, I take for granted what other people value in it. I see only its ineptitude, inorganic flaws, and crudities. I'm not pleased or satisfied." And Martha Graham's response was, "No artist is pleased." And the dancer said, "But then there's no satisfaction?" And Martha's response was so like classic to, I think, the artistic temperament. She said, "No satisfaction whatever at any time. There is only a queer divine dissatisfaction, a blessed unrest that keeps us marching and makes us more alive than the others." Creativity being the drive that pushes us forward, even despite the fact that we're often dissatisfied by what it is we are creating. Gosh, this one, I attached it and it's crooked, so I'm trying to take it apart. But this glue is so effective that it's hard to pull these apart. Speaking of progress over perfection. So we've talked about the perfectionism side of this topic, but the progress side could use a little more thinking on. And I think some of the things that I think of when I think of progress progress is the idea that it's practice. It's developing, it's building, it's growing. It's something that doesn't come all at once. It takes developing and working at to see fruit. That is hard work. Practicing is hard work. Developing something and growing and learning new things, being okay with failure, as we talked about a few days ago, and just embracing the fact that you won't always achieve what it is you wish you could. That is more the focus that I want to have in my work, where it's practice and moving forward and incrementally getting better. There's a book that I enjoy. I can't remember the title at the moment, but it talks about in your work, just try to do things 1% better than the last time that you did them. This is specific to editing or making YouTube videos, but the idea that you can improve 1% at a time, just improve in one small area so that it's not as overwhelming to have to try to be good at all of the things all at once, but just focusing on one specific aspect of what it is you're doing and improving that area, which then over time starts to build up and means that you're better at what you're doing, rather than just kind of falling into the rut of not doing and not practicing, or just doing things the same exact way as you've done them before without any intention or mindfulness towards getting better. That was a lot of rambling, but this topic is pretty near and dear to my heart. The idea of process and progress and moving forward little by little, but steadily. Well, I finished getting this glued. It's going to be set in about 5 minutes here. The glue dries really fast, which is nice. It's why one of the reasons I got the Titebond, because I normally use Gorilla Wood glue for this kind of thing, but it takes sometimes over a day to dry, and these needed to dry within like 20 minutes during class. So I needed something that was going to dry quick, and this fit the bill because these are almost already dry. I'd love to hear what you've been working on in the comments below. And if you need a video to watch while you're working on your works in progress this week, I suggest watching my wet felting fiasco video. You can find the link here and in the description below. Until next time, happy making, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.